In this week's drum lesson, I'm going to teach you one of my favorite things to play on the drums, among many, of course, and that is something I like to call offset eighth note grooves. And basically what we're doing, or how I kind of came up with this, is I just played a basic eighth note rock groove, which sounds like this. All right, and then I started to realize, okay, well, I'm just playing straight eighth notes. What if I just took all those eighth notes that you see on the sheet music, all the eighth notes, and I just shifted them over a 16th note? Then you have what sounds like this. All right, so basically my hand is doing the same thing. And I'm trying to keep the motions, you know, kind of the shoulder tip thing, the same. And that's what gives us our dynamics and our feel from our hi-hat, rather than it sounding like chick, 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 chick. You don't want it sounding like that. You don't want it sounding too rigid like that. So you want to try and keep this kind of groovy hi-hat feel going. And if you keep that going and you offset it a 16th note, you can get like crazy different variations. And especially if you just are playing like a regular groove, like a regular eighth note rock groove, and you just throw this in for one bar, it really adds a ton. Let me show you guys what that sounds like. Okay, so once you kind of got the feel for that down, just the offset eighth notes, then we're going to add in something a little bit more challenging. And so what I really encourage you to do first is just learn the feel of the offset eighth notes on the hi-hat before you kind of move on to this next step. But you can go ahead and download the sheet music, and you don't have to get it all in one day or 1 hour. You got your whole life to play drums. So yeah, just take your time with it. But basically, number 2, just exercise 2 there. The left hand is going to be playing the on-beat eighth notes, as well as the accents on beats 2 and 4. So in some ways, this is actually like a 16th note groove that is led by the left hand. But I just like to keep it up here because then, it's not something you play for a whole song. It's something you play for, half a bar or a bar, like I kind of just played for you guys. But this looks like, I'll just play you my left hand, actually. Let's play my left hand and show you exactly what it's doing. Okay, so with all those kind of ghosted eighth notes in there, it really kind of fills up the groove and makes it flow just great. It's a really fun groove to play. Obviously, you could play it like this as well, with your right hand on the snare and your left hand on the hi-hat. But what I find if you do that, because your right hand is so used to playing this kind of groovy feel on the hi-hat, you kind of lose a little bit of that up there, especially if your left hand's up there and then your right hand's doing its thing, leading the way, doing whatever it wants again. And so I think it sounds better played with the right hand up here and the left hand down there doing the ghost notes and stuff like that. So basically what I'm going to do for you guys is, that's kind of the main exercise. The left hand on the snare, right hand on the hi-hat, accenting the 2 and the 4. That's just the hand pattern. Then what I've done is I've added in some variations with the open hi-hat and with the bass drum to kind of challenge you guys. So I'm going to play through these all at 2 separate tempos, okay? I'm going to play through them at 70 beats per minute and 110 beats per minute. And when you take them to your kit, just start at whatever you need to start. You don't have to start at 70 if you don't want. You can start at 50, you can start at 40, wherever you are most comfortable. But you'll find if you get the hand pattern, you'll find if you get the hand pattern first, everything else is going to fall into place. And so it's a really wicked groove to play. Yeah, so check out these grooves, and if you don't have the sheet music, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not a member, you'll know you're not a member if you didn't get an email for this lesson, okay? Basically, you just got to click the link in the More Info section, sign up on the website, and there's like a bunch of lessons already in the archive section of Secret Lessons, so you can go grab this sheet music as well as tons others. So, tons of others. Wow. Well, let's leave that in there. Let them hear me say that and talk like that. So that said, let me play them through all of them for you. Just 5 exercises here, and then you guys can take them to your kit and have some fun with them. right, so that's the lesson on offset eighth note grooves. Now, wherever you're watching this, I want you to leave a comment, okay? If you're just someone who's been like watching the videos forever and never leaves a comment, I want you to leave me your feedback. I want you to tell me your next lesson idea. Am I going to be able to get to everyone? Probably not, but I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to read every single comment, and I actually have a document on my computer of lesson ideas, and the ideas that aren't already in there, I put in there, and we get to them eventually. So if you think you might have a good idea for a lesson, or you have some feedback on this lesson, please leave your comments below. I'd love to check them out. I'll see you guys again soon.